In this video, I am kind of pushing the lashes away from the lash that I'm trying to isolate. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Marina. I am a certified lash tech based in Toronto, Canada, and I like making lash extension videos. And today we are going to be talking about isolation, and then for the second half of the video, I'm gonna allow you guys to watch the little bit of a lengthy lash with me, just because I know some people love watching the process of lash with me videos, which I honestly guilty of doing. So I love watching those kind of videos, so I wanted to provide some of those videos for you guys. But in doing so, I want to also offer some tips that I have and some tricks that I have as well when it comes to isolation. So let's get into this video. So today we are going to be talking about isolation, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, and I want to share some of my methods. So some of these methods I use when I'm lashing, and you will see me using them in my little demonstration video, but also I'm going to share some methods that I don't particularly use, but I've seen that it works for a lot of people and can help, so why not share them? Just because I don't use them doesn't mean that they don't work, and doesn't mean that you guys can't implement them and try them out yourself. So getting into this, the first lash isolation method that I use is the finger method, and this is honestly pretty self-explanatory with how I isolate using my pinky finger or my ring finger, or sometimes even my middle finger. And as you can tell in this video, I am kind of pushing the lashes away from the lash that I'm trying to isolate. And this is really helpful, especially if you do sporadic lashing, which is kind of mapping out the eye beforehand and applying the lashes all around, whereas I like to work inner corner, outer corner, outer corner. So doing this, using this finger method when you have other lash extensions around can really help you pull apart those lashes so that all the neighboring lashes are just kind of pushed to the side. Because those lashes are being pushed, your eyelid is still skin, it is malleable, so when you push those lashes aside, the other neighboring lashes kind of go with them, allowing you to get like a more crisp and accurate isolation, and therefore your lashes are not going to touch. The reason isolation is so crucial is because you don't want any stickies. You don't want to lash one extension onto two natural lashes. I don't want it to cause any bald spots. I don't want premature shedding. We are here to protect your lashes. If you find an artist that knows what they're doing, they shouldn't be falling out like that, and they all obviously should not be damaged. So isolating is key, and using the finger method definitely helps me a lot. The other lashing method that I want to touch upon specifically targets the inner and outer corners of lashes. This is shared amongst all different platforms. I have seen people share this method, but honestly, it's a method that has helped me greatly, and that's trying to peel those inner corners to come inwards a little bit more. When you are pulling those inner corners further into the middle of the eye, it allows you to help isolate those tiny little hairs that are in the inner corner of the eye. I find that those lashes are always the most difficult, and this is also another just tip in general. I like to start with the most difficult eyelashes because those are the ones that are going to give you the most trouble. So when it comes to the inner and outer corner, I like to start there so I can get that out of the way, and then the rest of the eye is a breeze. It makes it even easier when you use this taping method to help isolate. By pulling in those lashes, you're able to see the lashes kind of spread apart as well, which is also kind of cool. And then on top of that, use the finger method, use your tweezers, whatever helps you kind of isolate those inner corners. One thing also, a just general tip, when you're working with those inner corners, really look at them, see how long they are. If they aren't very long, remember guys, you want to keep those lashes healthy, so you're gonna want to use something that you are going to want to use a length that's a little bit shorter, or maybe a lash diameter that's a little bit lighter, like a 0.03, if you are trying to protect those lashes. And this method has helped me in so many different ways. This also can be applied when we talk about taping methods. We're going to talk about kind of lifting the eyelid a little bit up from the under eye pad. So as you can see, I have my tape on this client's eyes, and they are kind of helping me lift those lashes up a little bit. This helps me isolate easier because when the lashes are flat and they're on the under eye pad, what happens is that the adhesive, if it doesn't dry quick enough, it can stick to those bottom pads, and it's kind of a hassle. Not kind of, it is a hassle to get that off. So I tend to use this taping method so that I can pull that lash up a little bit, and it honestly saves me a lot of time not trying to remove those stickies, because it also causes a lot of discomfort. What can happen is that sometimes, especially because you don't want to bruise your client's eyeballs, I try not to tape the bottom lashes and add the tape too close to their waterline, but in doing so, sometimes if they have really long eyelashes, some of their hairs are exposed, and if those lashes are touching the bottom pad, it gets stuck to their actual eyelashes, and that is honestly one of the things I hate the most when it comes to lashing. It is so scary trying to remove them, especially if someone has really sensitive eyes. So what I try to do is to make sure that there is a little bit of a space. Something that I will make sure to always check is if their eye is lifting a little bit. If you see in my other video, you can actually see my client's eyeball. Now, even though I check, sometimes people's eyes open just naturally without even thinking, like they don't even know they're doing it. So it's bound to happen here and there. But if you have a glue that's not very fume heavy, which is why I use a clear glue, and also have a humidifier going and it's drying fast enough, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. If they complain about stinging, maybe try to readjust that taping method so that it's not lifting too much. But when those lashes are lifted, I just find it's easier to isolate. Some of those lashes are kind of spread apart, and you can play around with where you want to move the tape, because sometimes I just make an X and I tape the inner and outer corner, because usually the middle is easy. But let's say their eyelashes are super flat, then I will also take a tape and lift up the middle part as well. And lastly, the final method that I actually don't use but have used in the past is the taping method by taping with layers. Now, when I was talking about my wispy layers and my wispy lashes in my last video, I know that some people use this method to actually work on layers and when you're trying to layer lashes. But it's not only just for layering. This could actually help with isolating, because it removes all those neighboring lashes when you work in layers. So it's actually a lot easier to kind of maneuver and navigate those lashes that are maybe really close together. Obviously, because when you're working in layers, sometimes those lashes are all kind of sporadic and spread out. So you can really get those tweezers, make sure that there's nothing that's like touching too close. Sometimes if their lashes are pretty spread apart, you don't even really need to isolate too much because they're already so broken up. So this is a method that I have used before. My only thing, the reason I don't like using this is because sometimes my tape gets stuck onto the lash extensions and they become a little sticky, even when I try to like remove the adhesive, or it just doesn't stay, and for some reason I find it very like annoying, and I don't really like doing that, so that's why I tend to stay away from it. But I don't really have problems isolating, so I'm not gonna go and do a method that doesn't work for me. And so those are my 3 tips on how to isolate. If you want me to answer any questions, if you are confused about anything, please leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I will happily answer in the best way that I can. You can also DM me as well on my Instagram, and just for fun videos and my lash sets, I also have a TikTok that you can check out as well. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you can leave a like, that would be greatly appreciated. Again, comment down below if you have anything to say. If you want to give me any isolation tips too, I am so open, because I'm ready to try any method at least once. So I'll see you guys next week. Like I said, I'm staying consistent so far, so this has been a good roll, and enjoy the rest of the video. Bye guys.